世界期待中国，中国做好了准备。时隔14年，奥林匹克圣火再度在华夏大地点燃。中国北京成为奥运会126年历史上首座双奥之城。尽管仍受疫情影响，但是中国将秉持绿色、共享、开放、廉洁的办奥理念，继2008年北京奥运会后，再次通过奥林匹克盛会向世界展示真实、立体、全面的中国。冬奥会开幕前夕，国际奥委会北京冬奥会协调委员会主席安东尼奥·小萨马兰奇在做客男才对话节目时，展现了他对一届简约、安全、精彩的奥运会的信心与期待。小萨马兰奇认为，北京冬奥会将是一场非凡的全球冬季运动盛会。Hello, Mr. Samaranch. It's my great honor to interview you. Let's begin with Beijing Winter Olympic Games. As Beijing Winter Olympic Games is coming, how do you think about Beijing Winter Olympic Games?
As you know, I've been part of the preparation of these games for a number of years, and I'm proud of having been part. I'm very honored to have been collaborating with an incredible group of amazing people at BOCOC, at the organizing committee, and I'm certain that we will jointly deliver to the world extraordinary Winter Games.
Mm-hmm. The pandemic is still spreading across the world, but the Beijing Winter Olympic Games will take place on time. What's the impact of Beijing 2022?
Unfortunately, it's not over. The world is still suffering the very tremendous hardships due to the COVID-19 situations in different degrees, different intensities, but the world is still under that. The Games, being able to celebrate the Olympic Games, the Winter Olympic Games in Beijing, starting on the 4th of February, under very strict security and protective measures, sanitary and public health measures, but it's an indication that the life continues, that we have to continue, that we are all together in this, and again, we can fight it out and beat this tremendous situation. It represents a cry of optimism that we are gonna together overcome this difficult situation. We are very, very optimistic that this cry of we all together can make it is going to be the prevailing memory, one of the prevailing memories of these extraordinary games.
北京冬奥会是新冠肺炎疫情发生以来首次如期举办的全球综合性体育盛会，是对更快、更高、更强、更团结奥林匹克新格言的成功实践。无论是新设混合团体项目，还是一起向未来的口号，奥林匹克精神无处不在。Beijing Winter Olympic Games created 4 new mixed team events. What does this decision mean?
In nowadays, gender equality is very important in all societies around the world. And gender equality is not just putting an exact number of women and men athletes on the field. It also implies that men and women can collaborate and have to collaborate in the field of play. And that is why in a number of specialties, both in the summer and the Winter Games, we are promoting international federations to go down that route. We are happy and proud that Beijing is going to be working and going down that route, and we will see extraordinary mixed gender events here next week.
Together for a shared future is the official motto for Beijing Winter Olympic Games. What's your understanding to this motto?
You know, in the world, we all are different. Okay, that we understand. We are different races, different religions, different education. We come from different political systems. But the important thing is that despite the differences, Olympism and the Olympic ideals pull us together. The motto of Beijing 2022 works into that direction, and we embrace it with wholeheartedly. It is really what we are talking about. It's really what the Olympics are about. No matter how different we are, it's much more that makes us equal than the things that makes us different. So let's work all together to pass on the message.
You have been to Beijing for more than 50 times. How do you think about this double Olympic city?
Well, I started coming here many years ago, but in the last 7-10 years, I have really visited your country and your capital city of Beijing in so many occasions. You said 50. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know how many. Certainly more than 50. I have many friends in this city, many friends in this country. And I just so glad that after more than 2 years, because of closing of the borders due to COVID, I have been able to come back to your city. I just arrived 3 days ago, and I'm only happy to be here. Unfortunately, we have to keep all these protective measures, both for us visitors, for the athletes, as well as for the local population. That will not allow me to embrace physically most of my Chinese and Beijing friends, but I've talked to all of them already to tell them I'm here, and it's a great feeling to be back in this almost my second city.
此前，美国宣布对北京冬奥会采取所谓外交抵制，并鼓动其盟友也采取相同行动。中国外交部对美方此举表示强烈不满和坚决反对。对此，小萨马兰奇强调，奥运会是全球不同种族的运动员欢聚一堂的平台，不希望任何政客与政治运动干预或利用奥运会。Some countries have launched the diploma boycott. How do you think about their behaviors?
Well, listen, by the same token that we ask the politicians of the world to try, difficult as it is, but try to interfere the least possible with the Olympic ideals, we should not try to give lessons and tell the political world what they have to do. We are trying to keep the Olympic Games isolated from political fights in order that everybody can embrace it. I understand. Maybe part of the Chinese community might not like or understand or agree or even support ways of living in other parts of the world and vice versa. People from the north might not like what is happening in the south. People from one religion might really dislike what other religions are doing. But we are all humans. And it is not very intelligent to think that our own thinkings are better than the rest. So this is about Olympics. It's to create an atmosphere where we all can get together despite the differences. We can all be humans, equally humans. Thus, for that reason, we don't want the politicians and the political world interfere or use the Olympics for their quarrels. By the same token, we cannot tell them what to do. We would be very happy to have important guests from all the countries of the world, but it's their own decision to come or not. Honestly, the only important people, the only people that have to be here in Beijing, starting on the 4th, are the athletes. Those are the real heroes, the real important people. And believe me, all of them will be here to celebrate great Olympic Winter Games.
What can we do to keep sports away from politics in further?
Well, I told you, I think I already answered to that question. We have to continue to dedicate ourselves to what we do, which is to concentrate in enhancing the things that unite us and try to keep all our differences outside. Not that we have to be uniformed, but it is one of the few, or probably the only forum in the world that brings the youth of the world together, despite in which religion they were born, to which political regime they were born, in which ethnic group they were born, in which social environment. And every one of them, every one of us is entitled to his things, to his religion, to his costumes, to his... But no one is entitled to criticize the other ones. And the Olympics is the great opportunity, the opportunity to say, hey, we come and live in different ways. But here we are celebrating humanity together, sharing the Olympic Village as one. So a very powerful message.
从2015年申奥成功至2021年10月，中国实现诺言，带动3亿人参与冰雪运动。如今，冰雪运动在全国各地蓬勃发展。小萨马兰奇表示， 中国将永久改变冬季运动世界的版图。Since 2008, China and the Olympic family have been closer. So how does China affect the development of the Olympic Games?
China started in a long time ago to came back to the Olympic family, and it started with their participation of Chinese Olympic athletes. If I remember right, in the Olympic Games in Los Angeles in 1984, with their comeback of the People's Republic of China to the Olympic movement. Since then, the role, weight, and importance of China in Olympic sports has been growing. It was a great moment, 2008, with the extraordinary success of your Chinese national Olympic team in extraordinary Olympics here, again, in this double Olympic city of Beijing. And it's going to be no different this time in 2022, this time for Winter Games. President Xi indicated that one of the important legacies of these games should be that more than 300 million of your fellow Chinese people should embrace activities, outdoor activities in the world of winter sports, be that ice, be that snow. And that objective has been achieved already just prior to the opening of the game. So the role that China, the very important role that China has been playing in summer sports, summer Olympic sports, after these games is going to be complemented with the same importance also in winter.
As you mentioned, more and more Chinese have taken part in winter sports. Do you think how this trend will improve the development of winter sports in China?
I told you, I think that there will be a before and after the Winter Games in 2022 in Beijing, and China will very rapidly gain a very important leadership position in many winter sports. You will see that, and that will come with a tremendous rise, an explosion of interest in winter sports by the local people in China. So it's going to be a very interesting. And your country is so big, so important, that if a fraction of the Chinese population embrace winter sports, that is going to multiply the participants and practitioners of winter sports around the world, changing the winter sports world map forever.
Speaking of winter sports, are there any cooperations between China and Spain?
But I think that there are many initiatives in sports in general. We've collaborated in many things. Football might be one of them. Tennis is another of them. There is a wonderful Sanchez Casal Academy in Nanjing, organized by the Samaranch Foundation. We have football coaches and football pitches all around your country. But no, in winter sports, it has not yet started, but it will certainly start after these games. I know very well the president of the Spanish Ski Federation and the responsible for the Ice Federation in Spain. And there are many things that we can do together.
小萨马兰奇是已故的前国际奥委会主席胡安·安东尼奥·萨马兰奇的儿子。老萨马兰奇是中国的好朋友。这位西班牙老人在担任国际奥委会主席期间，为中国1979年重返国际奥林匹克大家庭和成功申办2008年夏奥会提供了重要帮助。此外，他为中国亲手颁发了第1枚奥运金牌。奥运会让中国与萨马兰奇家族结下深厚情谊。Your father is China's good friend. How do you think about the relationship between your father and China?
My father, he was a fortunate man to be in a position to help China come back into the Olympic movement, and in exchange for all that joint work between my father and so many important Chinese friends from Chinese sports, they managed to get that done. The recognition he received for the rest of his life is something that the Samaranch family, we will always be thankful for. So he was lucky is not the word, but he was very graceful to have received the friendship of such an important country.
How will you promote sports exchange between China and Spain in the future?
Well, there are many initiatives. We have a Spain-China forum that includes politics, includes sports, includes social culture, and that is happening. And there are many other smaller initiatives, like the one that we started some years ago with the Samaranch Foundation, which is a Chinese foundation led by the Chinese government, and that it's really trying to dedicate its energies to two things. One is promote sport for all activities in China, and the second is to try to promote the relationships between both our countries. So there are many initiatives that especially blossom because the friendship between China and Spain is strong and it's long-standing. It comes from a long, long time.
All right, thanks so much, Ms. Samaranch. Thank you for your time again. 在接下来的半个月里，世界各地的冰雪运动员将在北京冬奥的舞台上展现更快、更高、更强、更团结的奥林匹克精神。中华文明同世界多样文明的交流互鉴将谱写出新的华章。北京冬奥会将为奥林匹克运动带来新的荣光，让我们一起向未来。精彩